I have learned over the years, and it wasn't always this way, but I'm 58 years old now. I've driven a Top Fuel car. This is my 26th year. I have gotten to the point in my career where I do my dangest to think about the run we're about to make. I'm better off doing that. If I get too far ahead of myself, I am way too whatever. There's a medical term for it. I think it's ADD, ADHD, whatever. If I get too far ahead of myself, I can't take care of what's right in front of me right this moment, and I'll make mistakes. So I do know that we have a good car, and I do know we're capable, and I do have full confidence in everything that we're doing right now. Jimmo and Nikki had a plan for a while of things that they wanted to do during the countdown to make our car, more consistent and better. I mean, we've had the ability to throw the big numbers out there. We obviously struggled through qualifying at Indy. In all reality, we barely snuck in at the 13th spot. During that last session, there was a possibility for us to be knocked out. And Sunday morning, when I walk into the lounge, Jimmo and Nikki, they've got their heads buried in the computer. And Jimmo looked up at me and he said, Nikki and I have had a plan for the countdown, and we really are just going to go for it and implement it right now. And if that's any indication of what we're capable of doing moving forward, I'm excited about it, because what they did Monday at Indy was nothing short of incredible, because our car was just rock solid. So I'm thinking about first run in Reading at the moment, and not necessarily so much the countdown. But Alan, 100% agree with you. My career's got a lot of cool things in it, and that NHRA championship would certainly be a nice one to add to it.
Yeah, I'm getting emotional thinking about all the possibilities. But there's a bunch of drivers that are going to be tough. Top Fuel is so tough right now. It's brutal out there when your defending champion doesn't qualify for the biggest race, like right before the playoffs. Like, that's saying something about what it takes to be successful. Put a little meat on the bone right there for us, Clay. Like, what does it take to be successful? You talk about the lounge and these plans that they're activating, and I'm sure some of them are, you can't tell us exactly what's going on, but what do you think it's going to take to be in contention to win this at In-N-Out Burger Pomona drag strip? Like, is it going to take 2 wins? Is it going to take 6 semifinals? It's going to take consistency, and certainly avoiding as many first round outs as possible. Like, maybe you're allowed 1 based on what we've seen in the past.
I think pretty much everything you said is correct. The one thing I think we will not see happen is what Steve Torrence did a few years ago, that, he went out there and won every single race in the countdown. I don't think we will see that. I honestly don't think you can have any first round losses, unless you're Doug Coletta and you're starting out in the number 1 spot. I think it'll be the most consistent car, and I think you'll need 2-3 wins. I'm not sure. Alan would certainly be more in tune as to the history of the countdown and what is taken. I mean, we have seen a winner come from the 10th spot before. Luckily, we're not in the 10th spot, but no mistakes. That's really, I think, the biggest thing. You got to have win lights at every one of these countdown races. And, for our spot being in 6th place, we need multiple round wins and probably, 3 race wins to have a shot at it, I think. But I do like our chances. It's just a matter of me performing, every one of the kids on the car performing, and no silly mistakes. I mean, if you get outrun, you get outrun. But if you can go out there and just be rock solid and have no silly mistakes, you've got an opportunity to win this thing, because hands down, I don't want to hear nothing from all the commenters, quarter mile was the way it was, and that things were better back in the day. You are wrong. This is the most competitive the nitro classes have ever been. There is no one single dominant car, and anybody that qualifies, and it doesn't matter what position you're in, you can win these races. These are the good old days right now in Top Fuel and Nitro Funny Car.